Can we talk a little bit about cost? Now, normal coordination where a little bit of risk is acceptable, where a little bit of overlap is acceptable between breakers, we would normally see that to be much more cost effective, where it's cheaper, for example, to have breakers that have some overlap with each other, with other breakers, because it may be fixed, or it might be much more simpler type of breaker. Simple breakers are less expensive. So from a cost point of view, it's much more optimized to have normal coordination done with overlap and be okay with the risk. Now, when it comes to selective coordination, how much of a cost impact are we talking about? Because you mentioned that there were the curves need to be completely apart, and depending on the performance requirements, 0.1 seconds versus 0.01 seconds, the complexity of the breakers are increased. So, can you speak to cost? Is it more costly? Is it less costly? And
Sure.
what type of breakers? And please also about the type of breakers that we may need for selective coordination.
Sure. If you were to pick cheaper breakers, which thermomagnetic breakers are built to a specification, but not necessarily are they tested individually to make sure that they work just right. They have a tolerance band within manufacturer. There is another type called static trip or electronic breakers, which have a long response region, a short response region, and an instantaneous response region, and they are tunable. And because they're tunable, they actually test them and put them through more rigorous standards for manufacture. If you were to pick out a thermomagnetic breaker, and let's just pick one for 400 amp, that breaker might be $1,000 to $2,000 for a standard thermomagnetic breaker, but a LSI breaker, you could see a multiplier of 3 to 5 times for an LSI breaker. But sadly for you picked to build a hospital or a government facility, so now all of those breakers from one above the ATS, next branch, all the way down to the main breaker of the last panel have to be LSI, so that you can find coordination with them. You can't use thermomagnetics with LSIs because of how the curves don't interact right. But 3 to 5 time multiplier. Yeah. And that one, for designers, they don't realize it and they go, we'll pick the cheap one. And then people like you and I who look at it say, no, sorry, you got to do the expensive one.
Hello everyone, Abdurrahman here from AllumiaX Engineering. To learn more and to continue sharpening your technical skills, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, GeneralPAC by AllumiaX, or visit our website at allumiax.com/learn.